Hey guys, today we're going to start our chapter on statistics. We are going to start by analyzing data. And as you see here at the top, we have a couple of definitions that we want to fill in. Central tendency, central values, or middle of the data set. Mean is the average for a set of data. Median is the middle value for a data set listed in order. Mode is the most frequently occurring values in a data set. Range is the difference between the highest and lowest values in a data set. And the outlier is the value that is extremely different from the rest of the set of this data in a set. All right, we can mark out how many calls. It's kind of hard to do class data if we're not in front of each other and you're watching a video. So we're going to be marking that out. You will need your calculator because though you found mean, median, mode, and range, and probably other pieces too in the past, you may not have done them in your calculator. So we're going to do that now and probably learn some new calculator steps. So we're finding the mean, median, mode, and range. Some of these we'll find without a calculator and some we'll find with a calculator. So our mean, a symbol for our mean is X with a bar on top of it. And then median and mode we'll find without a calculator. Range and outlier, if we have one, we'll find without a calculator. So looking at our data, most of them are 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and then there's a 9.8. So that would be our outlier. And looking at our data, we don't have any repeating data, so we have no mode. The rest of them we're going to find using our calculator commands. So you may want to write these down. Start with stat, like you were finding regression, and edit. You're going to enter your data in list 1. Second quit. Here are your new calculator commands. Stat over to calc and 1. You can hit 1 or enter, either one, and then go to calculate and enter. Your mean is there at the top, X bar 4.13. If you hit the down arrow key, you see MED, which is your median. And then we will calculate our range, not here, but by ourselves. So our largest data point is 9.8, and our smallest is 2.1 for a range of 7.7. Now we're going to do the same thing for part B. We're going to look for our mean, our median, our mode, our range, and our outlier. So looking at our data, looks like we have two 19s. Most everything is in the teens, and then we have a 0. So this time our outlier is low. So our high is 21 and our low is 0 for a range of 21. So we're going to enter our data in list 1 again. So we're going to stat, edit, up, clear, down. And we're going to enter our data. Don't forget to add that 0 in there. Second quit, stat, calc 1, calculate. And our mean is 14.2, and our median is 15.5. Example number 3, you scored an 83, 74, 95, and 76 on your last 4 math tests. If you want to earn an 85 in the class, what score must you get on your next math test? So we're going to take what you have. We're going to add X because we don't know what that last test is going to be. We're going to divide by the number of tests to get an average of 85. So just using our calculator, 85 times 5, and then we're going to subtract. And 97 is the score that you have to make on that last test in order to earn the grade that you would like. You scored a 99, a 67, an 83, and an 86 on your last 4 science tests. but your next test counts twice. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tests, and you want an average of 90. So 90 times 6 minus 99 minus 67 minus 83 minus 86, and then divide by 2. 102.5 as a grade is not possible. All right, moving on to the back, we're going to talk about a couple more measures here. Measures of variation describe how the data in a data set are spread out. A standard deviation, S, is a measure of how far the numbers in a data set varies from the mean. And variance, which is your standard deviation squared, is a measure of how far each value in the data set is from the mean. And you see your sample variance and your standard deviation. Don't worry, we have it a little bit easier when we go to find those values here in just a minute. So our mean is going to be 2 plus 6 plus 7 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2 divided by 6, which is going to be 4. So to find x minus x bar, which is part of your sample variance, we would do 2 minus 4, which is negative 2, and 6 minus 4, and 7 minus 4, and 3 minus 4, and 4 minus 4, and 2 minus 4. And then we would square that value. Negative 2 squared is 4, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, negative 1 squared is 1, 0 squared is 0, and negative 2 squared is 4. And that is a summation symbol, so we would add up these values here, get 22, and then plug them into our formula. So S squared would be our sum divided by our number of terms minus 1, which is 4.4, and that would be our variance. Variance is going to be the average of the square differences. And then for our standard deviation, our sum over n minus 1, square root of that is 2.098. And that's our standard deviation. Standard deviation, how far something is from the mean. All right, so the table displays the number of U.S. hurricane strikes by decade from 1851 to 2000. Find the mean, find the standard deviation, and the variance. And our calculator will do that for us as well. So if you will go into your list and you're typing in the bottom numbers. Okay, second quit, stat calc 1, calculate. And we're looking at the mean, 17.6. S is right here, 3.641. And then we are going to second quit, type that number in, and square it. And we get 13.3. Example 7 wants us to do the same thing for part A. I'm going to give you guys a chance to do that. So if you will pause your video, give you guys a chance to practice. Then we'll talk about B and you try. All right, you guys should have gotten 7.267, 3.327, and 11.07. And again, make sure you're doing that in your calculator so that you know how to find these values. So within how many standard deviations from the mean do all the values fall? So all the values, we're looking here and here. So we're looking at all of the values. So our mean is 7.267. And we're going to subtract our standard deviation value from that. So 7.267 minus 3.327 and minus 3.327. And we can't do that again or we get a negative. We can't have negative hurricanes. Go back to 7.267 plus 3.327, and you get 10.594 plus 3.327, and you get 13.921. And do we have numbers greater than 13? We do. So let's see, there's 1 and 2, and then there's one more. So that would be 17.248. So as we look at that, most of our data is going to fall within 3 standard deviations of the mean. All right, you try. So we're going to find the mean, standard deviation, and our variance. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did here. So let me make sure we understand. This is our mean. This would be 1 standard deviation. This would be 2, and then the next one would be 3, etc. So I would love for you to pause your video, try this, and then come right on back so that we can see if you got it right. All right, your mean was 13, your standard deviation is 2.91, and your variance was 8.4681. So your mean goes in the middle, and we subtract 2.91, and we subtract 2.91 again, and then we add 2.91, and we add it again. And we look at our data, and everything is going to fall between 2 standard deviations of the mean. All right, guys, this concludes our section on analyzing data. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great day.